All right, a very warm welcome back, everyone. Today I want to talk a little bit more about modes, but in this case talk about how all of these alterations come into play, because I didn't really got into much technical details in the last one, but more provided a more intuitive definition behind all of this. So this is what we are going to do now. We are going to start with the Ionian scale again, not with the Lydian scale, just for the sake of easiness in this one, for simplicity. And of course, you know that each Ionian scale, each major scale, does not have any particular alterations whatsoever in comparison to, for example, the minor pendants, right? So this would mean that we have the 1, we have the 2, we have the 3, we have the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, and the 1 again, right? Nothing very special there. If we now move to the Lydian scale, so basically the parallel to G major, as we talked about earlier, you have one thing that differs. Again, watch the other video, and in this case, what differs is the 4th step, right? So you do not have the 4, but you have a sharp 4, right? So what this means is you have, for a Lydian scale, you have the 1, the 2, the 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 1 again. And this is basically, these are now the building rules of how you can build your modes based on one particular final that you are going to look at, right? So the next one was Ionian again, so we do not have any alterations for that. And what you see now is basically very interesting. So you have Lydian, 1, 2, 3, sharp 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 1. Then you have the parallel to C major, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the 1. So in this case, you have for the Lydian scale, you have the sharp that is laid out here. For the Ionian scale, you do not have any sharps or flats. For the next one, you would have the flat 7. So in this case, the B here, the B for the F major scale. So this would be for any mixolydian scale on any particular final, you would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, because this is the 7, flat 7, and then the 1 again. Then you have the next one, again parallel to a B flat major, which would be 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, and the 1 again. And you see that you always change one particular note. So this would be the Dorian scale, the C Dorian scale, right? So any Dorian scale would have the flat 3 and the flat 7. Then you have Aeolian, which is, as you probably already know, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and then the 1 again. So this would be Aeolian, the building rule for any Aeolian scale. Then you have the Phrygian scale, which has as building rule 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and the 1 again. And I'm desperately trying not to mess things up right now. And afterwards, you of course have the Locrian scale, which has alterations for 5 notes. So in this case, you have the 1, you have flat 2, flat 3, 4, flat 5, flat 6, flat 7, and the 1 again. And what you see is that you basically have these parallel modes laid out in a way here that you can remember them just by looking at the signs that you have, right? And this is like, if you let this sink in, this is very impressive, because you only have to remember all of these signs and can come up with all of your modes for one particular final, right? So this is very important. If you memorize nothing in this video, but just memorize this, if you know the signs or the alterations for each of these scales, you also know the alterations for your modes, right? Okay.